10% here at the front of the room, and I need everybody here to give me 110%. All right, who saw my talk at the multifamily conference here a few weeks ago? All right, so for everybody else who hasn't seen it, I want you to write down this formula. And this is another thing, right? Take notes today. There's going to be a lot of great writer-downers, and if we don't find a way to capture them, I mean, they will drop into your subconscious a little bit, which is we have 3 of them are taking out with babies right now. This is Zara. So I just want to give my team a big round of applause. These are the people that help to look after our goal coaching students. They help to set up, they help to stay in touch, they help to engage, all those different things. So I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the coaching team. So thanks, guys and gals. Appreciate it. All right. So, who's ready to learn some stuff today? Woo! Let's try that again. I want this 110%. Who's ready to learn some stuff today? Yeah! That was about 103%. We'll work on it. Okay, so keeping the energy high. If people aren't on our mailing list here, just whip out your phones, go scan this here, make sure you're on our mailing list. I know there's some guests and things in the room, but there's always going to be people like, Kory, I missed the event. I'm like, we email it out, we shut it out, we stream it out, people share it out. So just making sure that you're on our mailing list really, really helps. Hats off to Blake. So let's give Blake a round of applause here. He's our audio visual person here for today. You might take that applause back after you know that he's probably going to want to do some little interviews with people here, just some testimonials, getting some kind words from people. If we impacted you today, if you had some things that you're going to be changing moving forward, or even if you just feel great about the network, this might be your first event, that's all good. We have some questions for you. We're going to find a place during the breaks and lunch and afterwards where we can interview people, or once people go to the Chop Steakhouse, we might ask some people to stick around. We'd really appreciate it, okay? Because we don't pay for marketing and all those different things. We really use our reach and other people's stories and pumping those testimonials to help keep growing this room. All right? Hey, that might be my YouTube channel. All right. So appreciation for people for coming out, because you've invested in yourselves. You've given up your time today, and I don't take that lightly. That is very important. It's actually the only currency that you can't get back is your time. And we want to make sure that today is an investment. You're actually investing it into yourselves. All right? So we're going to make sure that you have great connections, great learning, great speakers. Next, right? And you can't break it to the infinity symbol. I remember at one of my earlier real estate trainings about 12, 13 years ago, somebody taught me about how you could actually just keep buying properties to infinity if you're just doing PERS and recycling out your money and pulling out money and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, wow, why don't they teach this in grade school? To help real estate investors achieve financial freedom by buying the right assets with the right education and the right environments, okay? That's what we call true wealth.
Today, quick disclaimer, if you hear me out of breath throughout this presentation, it is because someone else is leaning against my lungs. So I do apologize if you hear some heavy breathing. Nothing much I can do about it. Anyway, thank you so much for your time today. We are Erin and Heather of Peak Designs, and we'll just jump right in and tell you guys a little bit about each other and how we can help you today. So my name is Heather. I've been in real estate investing for about 7 years now, and definitely lean towards the love of design. And I've staged houses, I've picked construction, we've done flips, pretty much had our hands in sort of every type of real estate investing that there is. I do have an official background in marketing, and I tend to lean more towards the PR and the marketing side of things when it comes to products. As everyone here knows, a rental property, whether it be Airbnb or a short-term, medium-term rental, is a product. It's not a personal home. It's something that people are purchasing from you in order to gain an experience themselves. So that's a little bit about me. We have a couple of our own Airbnbs, and as well as all of the ones that we're working on for our clients. So actually, I'll let Erin continue and tell you about her.
Hey everybody, so yeah, like Kory introduced me, a lot of you may know my fiance Ignite. I'm the other half of all of our investment properties, kind of behind the scenes. I first was introduced, my real estate journey was through him, so I was involved doing all the designing. We've done flips, single family, conversions into multi-units. And then most recently, we have jumped over into the States, and we have our first U.S. property that we turned into an Airbnb, which we will get into a little bit later. And then a little bit more on my background. I've been in customer service for the last 8 years. I work as a paramedic, so we're both first responders. And then I also have my real estate license, so understand the market trends, all of that good stuff.
Coming up after here as well. So let's give Mark a big warm welcome, round of applause. He's super nervous. He's got a development today. He never talks to people, but I'll hand the microphone over. So awesome, Mark.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? All right, how's everybody doing? You guys are low energy. Man, look at this. I'm wearing a hat. I went to the multifamily conference. I wear this silly hat, I guess, $10, and man, did I meet so many people. Okay, so I'm Mark. I'm talking about investing, and I'm going to talk about investing. The reason why I'm talking about investing is because we all spend a lot of time learning about investing, learning about how to buy properties, refinance properties, all of that sort of stuff, but nobody talks about the renos, right? And where does, as Kory said, where does everybody go over budget? It's the renos. Where does everybody go over time? It's the renos. Where do we hit all of those snags? In the renos. So why isn't anybody talking about the renos? So I picked up the torch and I started talking about it. So I'm gonna, forward. Okay, so who has more than one door in this room? Who's currently doing a reno project? How's it going? Is it going well? Who's killing it out there in the reno project? One person, Kory? How many are DIYers? Who's doing rental work themselves? A couple. You don't have to be shy. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with DIY. Sweat equity saves tons of money. We're expensive contractors. Contractors are expensive. Okay, who lets the contractor buy the material? Half and half. Okay, it's interesting. How many contractors know your investment goal? 2 people, 3, 5 maybe? Right? That's a massive, massive issue, right? They're the ones helping you with a key component in your goal, but they don't know your goals? A little bit of a problem. How many contractors are in this room learning about real estate investing? 2. 2. Where are all your contractors? Where's everybody else's contractors? Why aren't they here in this room? I'm in this room. I've learned about real estate investing because how can I align my business model around your goals? By being in this room and learning about what it takes to be an investor. So Taco, this is me. I used to do renos a long time ago. I'll quickly get this question out of the way. What's with the hat? My last name is Yataco. I was in the military for 17 plus years. In the Army, we go by.
Okay, so let's put those hands together. Actually, let's everybody stand up. Let's get some energy. Let's give them 110% here. Mark Martin back.
I feel the positive vibes. Thanks so much. Well, let's try to carry this energy through to lunch. I got an hour and a bit, right? And so I'm going to talk about scaling to multifamily, right? And so commercial multifamily. I'm going to kind of differentiate, and many of you may know already what the differentiator is, and kind of the differences between residential and kind of quote unquote commercial. But I'll break it down and simplify it a little bit more, just so you can have some something to take it away. But before we get into building, just a little bit about myself. Family of 5, young kids, growing older really quick. For those of you that have kids, you know how quickly that goes. This was probably was the main reason why I ventured into real estate in the first place. I have a consulting background, was a partner in a consulting firm, a lot of fun, did a lot of traveling around the world, worked with some really cool brands. A lot of you would know these brands, Coke, Pepsi, Bombardier, CCM, really fun stuff, but it took a toll. I was, when your kids ask you, are you going to be home for dinner tonight? And a lot of times it was no, I'll see you, or I'll kind of kiss you before you go to bed. You start to kind of rethink what's important to you. In fact, I was traveling for business when my second son was born, which was, luckily my wife is super understanding. In fact, she's very understanding. Like, having a supportive wife or partner in any business venture is super critical. And I was lucky enough to have to find my partner in life. We love doing active stuff. Luckily my kids enjoy being active. They're into sports. My wife and I are Uber parents when it comes to hockey season, which is pretty much 12 months of the year now, and the other sports that they play. Recently got into some running and challenging myself and trying to push myself to a point that my last race was about 50K. I didn't get dizzy, I didn't pass out, but it was pretty close. So I'm going to continue working on myself and really trying to grow that part of my life. I hated running, in August of 2022, started in September of 22, and now I start to enjoy some conversations about that recently. It's definitely a mindset cleaner, for sure. Like for me, there are physical attributes, of course, physical benefits, but it's really the clarity of the mind and the mindset and the ability to kind of think clearly after something like that. But all this to say, before, just a couple pictures of my family, Mom's Day, but before getting into real estate or apartment buildings, I didn't have any buildings. I didn't have any real
It's really important that you give yourselves a pat on the back for the stuff that you do, even when it doesn't feel great. Because those are the efforts that's going to get you closer to where you're going. So congratulations for being here, guys. And for you need to stand up and put your hands together for yourselves and give each other a high five and say, hell yeah, I'm here. I mean it. You better do it. Yeah, I'm here. High five. High five. Now, didn't that feel good? Why don't we do more of that? Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Come on. Yeah. Woo! Okay, all right. It's the end of the day. I gotta get your energy up, guys. There's a purpose to my madness, for real there is. All right, but wasn't that great, though? Wasn't that great? It's just nice. So celebrate things, guys. Don't forget to stop along the way and enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Okay? It's about the journey. And how the journey is what you make of it. It is a choice. It's an absolute choice. You get to choose whether this is going to be a grind or whether this is going to be fantastic. Okay? You do have to put your head down at certain times in order to... Did I do that?